All right. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you all for joining and being prompt even.
Hi.
It's a
Hello.
first for classes of mine where everyone's prompt. Maybe not everyone. I don't know. We'll see, right? But great. It's awesome to see you all. Hi. Okay.
So excited about this.
I'm excited. If you want to change your backgrounds, you can. It's always fun. I'm actually having a real background for once instead of a fake one, but I like the fake ones too. All right. So let's just kick it off. Let's introduce ourselves. Okay. And so what I would like you to do is give your name, where you're coming from, and then also why you're interested in taking this course. Okay. If you're ready. Okay. First of all, I want to introduce myself. Most of you know me, but I'm Christine Smith out of Wichita, Kansas in the United States. And the Lord has led me to do this course and to do this ministry school. And so that's why I'm here. And I would also like to have Lisa introduce herself. She is a co-leader with me in this class. And so go ahead, Lisa.
Hi, I'm Lisa Gwynn, and I live in southwestern Kansas in the United States. And I am the Lord has also led me to help with this class. So I'm excited to see everybody and get going.
Yay. All right, so don't be shy. Introduce yourselves. I do want everyone to introduce themselves if you're just hopping on. Give us your name, where you're coming from, and why you're interested in possibly joining this course, or why you're here in this class today, at least. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Liesel and I'm in London. To be honest, I'm not sure whether I need to do this course. And that's why I'm here today.
Good.
Because I haven't heard directly and I'm not 100% sure what it is about and how it is. So that's why I'm here.
Okay, cool. Hop in, you got it.
Hi, I'm Shelley from Southern Maryland. And when I heard the introduction, my spirit just jumped. So I've been asking the Lord, should I take the first class or second class? Because the next month was kind of crazy for me. I don't think I could devote the time to it. So I wanted to hear the introduction.
Cool. Thanks, Shelley. All right, who's next? Introduce yourself, your name, where you're coming from, and why you're here in this class today.
I'm River. I am in Northwest Washington, Olympic Peninsula, and I am doing this class. Well, my spirit jumped. There's just no question. I'm doing this class. God said so.
Yay. Awesome. Thanks, River. Okay, who's next? Give your name, where you're coming from, and why you're here today or joining this course.
Okay, blessing everyone. I am Serge Eugene from Deerfield Beach, Florida. I see the advertising last night and I felt led to pull and to be here and see what this is about. But I feel the interest to come today. So,
awesome.
Blessing all of you.
Yay. All right, keep introducing yourselves, please.
Well, I'm Angelique Jawa here. I'm in Houston. And the strangest thing is, Christina, you came on my thoughts. And I didn't know anything about these classes until today when I was looking at one of your clips.
Wow.
Came up on my Facebook, I was like, thank the Lord, there's a reason for this.
Wow.
So let's see what this journey takes me to.
Okay, cool. That's exciting.
So I'll go.
Okay.
So hi, I'm Ola. I'm in the UK. And the reason why I decided to join is because I signed up. Okay, so I signed up for something called Prophet's House that was meant to take place. You didn't know this when you spoke to me last, Christine. I signed up for something called Prophet's House that was meant to take place in October for 6 weeks. And the reason why I did is because I said in my interview, because we got interviewed, that I really feel that the Lord is calling me to ministry, and I haven't been able to walk into it, and I don't know how to. I just don't know where I am. And the week that this came up was the week that they came back to me and said I wasn't successful because they were only taking 12 people. And I was really thrown off because, you know, I felt that God wanted me to do something like this. So when you talked about it, I was like really excited about it. And it obviously works better for me because it's online, as opposed to the one that I have to leave my kids and travel abroad for months. So that's why I'm here.
Wow. Awesome. Thanks, Ola. All right. Keep introducing yourself. Give us your name, where you're coming from, and why you are here today or joining this course, depending on, you know, if you've already joined or if why you're here seeing about it, I guess.
My name is Teresa. I am from way down at the bottom of Florida, and I'm taking the class because I know the Lord is up to something, and it's going to be different than anything we've ever seen or felt or done before. And I want to be well equipped and prepared for that.
That's awesome. Cool. Thanks, Teresa. All right, who's next? All right, if you're going to be in this ministry class, you have to actually have some guts, okay? So step out of your comfort zone, at least introduce yourself. You can do it, okay?
Hi, I'm Amanda Smith, and I'm having video technical difficulties right now, but I'm from San Antonio.
Awesome. Welcome, Amanda.
Hi, this is Britta.
Hi,
from
Britta.
Germany. I'm here to see you all again. I missed you.
Awesome. Thanks, Britta.
Hi, good morning. This is Myrna Kalmus. I'm from Sydney, Australia. I'm so excited to do this course. It's amazing how the Lord actually provided for me. I'm so excited actually to do it. I'm meant to be here, and I knew I'm meant to be here. And like, it's a miracle for me to be here. And I'm looking forward what the Lord actually doing for this journey, because I want more from the Lord, and I want to give more, not just I want more.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. And so if you just hopped on, we're giving our name, where we're coming from, and why you're here today or joining this course. Okay.
I'll just say hi. I'm Linda Penn, and right now I'm on a journey that the Lord's got me close to Portland, Maine right now. And I'm on the Zoom because I asked him if he wanted me to, and he said yes. So here I am.
There you go. You're going to receive something, that's for sure.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Thanks, Linda.
I'm Dottie. It says Dorothy, but I go by Dottie. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rincha. You go ahead and speak.
Hello, Dottie. Hello, everybody. I'm here because I just saw this on Facebook and I asked, Lord, can I join? So I'm very happy that I can be here. I will do this course, probably not now, but next year.
That's awesome. Hi, Rensha, by the way.
Hi.
Okay, Dottie, now your turn.
So God had me remove everything that I was doing from Bible college that I was signed up, was going to be signing up for if God had me do that. I wasn't so sure for my 4th year at my church. And I just kept feeling and realized because I'm traveling for family, I was not supposed to do that. It was on a Tuesday night and I'm in New Orleans and Tampa and just wasn't receiving that I really wanted to continue, even though it's the 4th and last year. And it's hard to stop something and not feel like, okay, I failed, I dropped, quit. And I didn't feel like that. I just felt like it wasn't getting me where God wants to propel me. And he had me stop a whole bunch of stuff from kids' church to this, that, the other, and has me in a different season with just me and him. So when this came up, I thought, okay, well, it's not just me and him, but it's learning how to be with him. And it's bringing me up the level that I can see it's up there. I know Christine, I guess, just for the past 5 to 6 years, since 2017. And I just, in my heart, I was so excited when I said, yes, how can I pay for it? I'm in New Orleans, I got to do it now. And I don't have a check. I can't get you a check right now. I can't do stuff. How can I do it? And it was just so phenomenal. So I signed up and she takes Venmo. Don't know if that's okay to say, but she took Venmo for me. So I'm so excited. I felt like I just had a birthday present. And it was my birthday, August 14th, but this was not, it's supposed to be the present. It was just like, wow. So I'm so excited to learn from the Lord. I know I was a couple of minutes late on this one. I won't be late for the starting next week. I just came off a month of being out of town and had to get my silly laptop had not been turned on for a month and was having problems. Anyway, sorry to talk so long. Love being here, and I'm from Florida in the United States.
Thanks, Dottie. All right. Who else do we have on? Give us your name, where you're coming from, and why you're here. Okay, I'm going to start calling on people.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Felicia. I'm from South Africa. I'm already in my pajamas, it's almost time to go to sleep. So I'm so happy to be here. I've recently been told that I have a ministry and business, and I have to start somewhere, even though I'm not sure if I'll be able to start now, maybe at the later stage, but I need to know and learn what the Lord say I must do.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Thanks, Felicia.
I'm Josh. I'm from heaven, and I'm here because I love Christine, and I saw this on Facebook and thought it would be a fun way to spend my afternoon.
Nice. Thanks, Josh. All right. Who else do we have on? Introduce yourself, please.
Can you tell me what Josh just said? Did he say he was from heaven?
Yes, he did.
I love that. I thought so. I love it.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, guys. Who else do we have left? I think Marion, you have not introduced yourself. Can you talk?
I can talk, but I'm just recovering from COVID, so I can't really put my picture on, but I'm from London, and I saw this on Facebook, and I decided, let me just listen in and find out a bit more information.
Awesome. Nice to have you on, Marion.
Thank
that
you.
was a sacrifice. I know.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Riki, I see you're on too. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm from Singapore. I'm interested to learn more about the heavenlies. I have a call, the call of God on my life. So I'm just looking to see what I can learn out of this.
That's awesome. Thanks, Riki. I'm glad you're joining us in the middle of the night. We have a few around the world. Thank you, Myrna.
2 a.m.
Yeah, 2 a.m. I think it's 4 a.m. for Myrna, 2 a.m. for Riki. You guys are sacrificing too. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, let's get rolling, shall we? If you haven't introduced yourself and I've missed you, I apologize, but you should have spoken up. Okay. Okay, so I want to just start out by saying thank you for being here. Even if you're just joining in for the fun of it, today, I appreciate you coming on because I know that the Lord will have something special for you. I do want to give this kind of, I want to tell you kind of some expectations for the courses. This is a ministry school. This is not just a normal class like I've taught before. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but this means total dedication. If the Lord calls you to do it, that means you need to really invest. Okay. And everything you do is a trade. I've talked about it a million times. I'm sure you guys are probably sick of hearing me say that, but I'm going to reiterate it. Everything we do with the Father is a trade. And so it has to be something that is truly from your heart, something that is meaningful to you, that you give to the Lord to receive what he has for you. Okay. So when we come to this class, do your best to be prompt. Also, come prepared with a pen and paper or whatever. One of the things that the Lord told me is that we all need to have a scribe in this class. So that's a little different. And I was like, okay, so what does this mean? And he said that there will be lots to take notes on. If you are not a person who can take notes yourself, like I'm not, okay? I'm not a person who can take notes myself. If I'm taking notes, then I quit paying attention to what somebody's saying. I'm just telling you the truth of how I personally function. Other people I know, like Dottie, for instance, she's one who can take great notes while listening. It helps her pay attention, right? I'm not making that up about you, right?
But I almost have to write almost every word. And so sometimes, if I'm in DTC, I might have to record something and then go back and write the words. So, but God's trying to train me I know a little bit of my Dottie shorthand.
That's good. So what I did is I asked the Lord for a scribe because he said everyone will need a scribe. You will have beings or angels or people come alongside you to be your scribe. Okay. If you are not doing it yourself. Okay. I'm just going to tell you that. So you need to ask for it. I asked for a scribe and Lisa came to me the very next day and said, hey, the Lord is saying that I'm supposed to not lead the class, but be in the class, but not take the class, but be with you. And I was like, you know what? I just asked for a scribe. Is this something you feel called to do? And she was like, I don't know, let me ask. And she's like, yes, but not like write down every word. I'm like, good. I don't need every word written down. I just need like, this is what we talked about, that sort of thing for me. Now, for you, it might look different because you're not actually teaching the class. So for you, it might be key things that the Lord is speaking to you or something like that. But I do know that we're all supposed to be focused and ask for a scribe if you don't have one, but notes are going to be important in this one. Okay. That also means if you're taking this class, you probably shouldn't be just laying in bed or driving your car or things like that when you're taking the class. Okay. Now, if the Lord leads you, I'm not going to say no, but I'm just going to say, try to be in a place where you're really focused. Okay. We're not doing dishes and taking the course. You're taking the course. All right. Some people need a multitask. I get that. Have fidgety stuff with you, whatever you need. But you need to be focused. Okay. Now, I don't mean this. I'm not trying to put down a law on you. I want to be clear. This is not telling you you have to do things like this, but I'm telling you that the Lord is saying it's important and it's different than just something that you do, to pass the time. Okay. All right. The other thing is we are going to be taking this class from heaven. That might sound really weird to some of you. Maybe it sounds really normal to others of you, but I I don't know if you guys, I think everybody in here has taken the Intro to Engaging Heaven class at one point. I don't know if you remember, but I talked about heavenly classrooms. Do you remember this? Okay. Yes, no, it's okay if you don't. There are classrooms in heaven where most of the time you'll see people from the cloud of witnesses teaching or Yeshua teaching. I've seen only one other time that a human on the earth was teaching. Doesn't mean that doesn't happen all the time. It could happen all the time, but I haven't seen it personally. But I know that I'm supposed to be teaching in a heavenly classroom, and we're all supposed to be in the classroom together with both angels and other beings, people from the cloud of witnesses and other spiritual beings as well. So this is going to be a little different. Probably most people here have gone to a school, sat in a desk and taken a class and not even thought about the heavenly realms when you're doing it. This is totally different. It's the opposite way. So what we will do at the beginning of every class is we will focus in the heavenly realms first, and we will make sure that we're seated in the classroom there. Also, there will be twice as many heavenly beings in our class as there are people in the earth who are here right now in the class. Okay. So the reason I know that is because today the Lord showed me that there would be two people. I can't say people. Okay. If you're in the class, then you will have two beings who are also in the class partner with you as like a team. I'm going to call it a bench. Okay. Because that's part of the kingdom order. And I didn't realize that that had to do with classrooms too, but apparently it does. So you're going to have two beings, an angel and another being, who are partnering with you throughout the whole course. Okay. So when we do that, you may interact with them. Maybe one of them will be your note taker. I don't know. I have no idea how it will work, but I know Lisa and me and Yeshua are all partnered together on a bench over this course. And so I don't know what that will look like, but I'm super excited for it. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know that that's kind of how we will start everything. Also, I don't know if anyone has tried so far. If you asked for more information for this course, I sent you more information about it during the video. Some of you haven't seen the video, I could tell because of how you got on here, but I put out a video last week about this course and about this ministry school. And for people who were trying to go and pay in 4 payments for this course, I apologize for Klarna not working. Because I didn't realize that it only worked for physical objects and not for online things like this. So it doesn't work like that. If you need to pay in 4 payments for this class, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, this first class today is totally free. Our course actually has the real start with everybody who enrolls next Sunday at the same time. Okay, so same time as right now, but next week, this is going to kick off. And the cost of the course is more than I ever imagined, but I understand because what's going to happen, some of you don't know this yet, but at the end of the ministry school, if you go through, we're going to do ministry 101, 201, and 301 in different semesters. Okay. So if you start now in ministry 101, then you would get finished with it probably next summer or next fall, depending on when you want to take it. Okay. But we're going to offer the same 101 next semester as well, and the semester after that. So if you say, hey, I don't feel called to it, next week, then you can take it later if the Lord leads. But yeah, you can post the link there. Ola, thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. She just asked if she could post the link there. So she'll post the link to where you go to get enrolled. If you need to do 4 payments, like basically we have 4 months of this, it's going to be 16 classes starting next week. Okay, so we're going to have 4 months. If you want to pay once a month instead of in the big chunk, then you can do that, but you need to email me for the code. Okay, and so let me know the email. Lisa, if you wouldn't mind typing this in there, it is christinesmith@thesourcewichita.com. Okay, thank you, Ola. So right there is the link to get enrolled in the ministry school. All right, so here's what it is. For the entire semester, it is $1,728 to get enrolled for this semester. So if you need to cut it into 4 payments, it is $432, which is amazing. You don't realize this. I didn't know that until today because I was dealing with all these issues with Klarna, and I didn't think about what it would be, you know, a quarter of that. 432 is a very, very special number to me. I am not a numbers person usually, but even many years ago when I was a youth pastor, I named the youth group 432. And the reason was because Acts 4:32 is all about oneness. And that has been so important to me. So 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. So if you want to go look up Acts 4:32, you can, just for the fun of it. But it's all about being one heart and one mind and sharing everything together. It's just really special to me. And so that was really encouraging to me. Anyway, oh, look, she copied and pasted everything I sent. Okay, that's cool. So there you go. There are the details of that. But beyond that, today we're going to get into some of the good stuff. And so I hope you're ready to receive today, whether the Lord calls you to this or not. Today we're going to receive some awesome stuff. So what we're going to do, I'm going to start off by doing some teaching. I want you to write down any questions. You can put them in the chat box if you want to. Lisa will keep track of everything with all the questions. There'll be a time after the teaching to ask questions. Okay. It can be about the class. It can be about, all of the heavenly things, about your own calling, whatever it might be, whatever the Lord brings to your heart. Just make sure that you write it down so you don't forget. Okay. And then we'll dive into some of that. At the end, we'll have a time of seeking the Lord together about who's partnering with you and something really special. Lisa, would you tell what the Lord showed us this morning about what the Lord is going to give to each person who's involved?
Yeah, so this morning, I just kept hearing there's one big thing for everyone who's here today, whether you're going to take this class now, later, or never. It's not an accident that you're here, and there is one thing that you need to receive from heaven. And, that could be a revelation, it could be a gemstone, it could be anything. There's no expectations on what that might be, and it's special for you. And it is something that, as we're in this heavenly classroom, the heavenly beings that have come are the ones who have brought these things for us, and so they want to come with something to give. And so it was really, I thought that was really special.
That is awesome. Thanks. All right, so let's get focused in right now. We're going to focus our attention in the heavenly realms. I would like first for us, let me just give this disclaimer. I'm going to lead us into the heavenly realms where I feel led to go and to lead us. If ever throughout this class, you feel led to do something different with the Lord, by all means, follow him. Okay. I need to make this abundantly clear. Here's another thing. I won't be doing it this week since everybody's here kind of for the freebie. But starting next week, anyone who is enrolled in the course, you will have homework. And when I say homework, this is not going to be typical, hey, you need to read this book for 2 hours sort of thing. Okay, this is going to be very practical ministry stuff. Some of it will be seeking the Lord about certain things in your life and trying to receive that. Other things will be putting into practice things. I might say, okay, Myrna and River, you're paired to get together this week and you need to practice this. Okay, it might be something like that, or it might be you need to go and do this certain thing. Whatever it is that we have as homework, I just also want to say it is important that you don't use an excuse of, oh, I didn't want to do it, so I didn't get to it. That can't be, okay? This is serious, but at the same time, if you don't feel led to do it, like maybe the Lord is saying, hey, this isn't for you, you get a pass, okay? You just have to be transparent and honest about that, okay? So I wanted to say that. By the way, I'm going to mute everybody out. Okay. Sorry. There we go. Okay. So if you need to unmute, just raise your hand. Okay. You can raise your hand on your video or off your video. If you look down below the little thing that says reactions, you can raise your hand down there or put something in the chat box if you don't know how to do it. But the point is, throughout this whole course, this is meant to, I mean, the Lord has said that this is going to be a bigger launch and acceleration than we've ever seen before. And so I am super excited about what the Lord has in store. But that means, like, seriously, you have to do what he's leading you to do. So if there's something that I give as homework, I'm going to do only what the Lord says that I need to do for everyone. But there might be one person in here that the Lord is saying, actually, don't do that. Okay. Be free to do that. But I want you to complete the course. Like, that's the important part, is that you really complete it with the Lord 100%. And so if you get sick or something like that, everything's going to be recorded. So you can go on and be able to catch up, do that sort of thing. But I don't want you to just be sick and then not do it. Okay. Does that make sense? I mean, of course, unless something really crazy happens, but anyway, you understand. All right. Well, let's.
Dean, I have one more thing that you didn't mention that you mentioned at the video.
Okay.
That there's a limit of 20 people.
Yes. Yes, there is. I guess I did not say that. So yeah, we do have a limit of 20 people. That is from the Lord. So not for today. Okay. Today is just seeking if you're supposed to do it, but in the enrollment for the first semester anyway, we have a limit of 20 people. And I was going to, I'll talk about this in a little bit, okay? But I want to get us all focused in the heavenly realms right now and just place ourselves before him in the heavenly classroom that we're meant to be in, okay? All right, well, let's focus in. Yeshua, we want to hold your hand right now and have you lead us into the classroom that we're supposed to be in. Thank you, Lord. I should put on that side. And I see people, there are several people and even some heavenly beings who are being a little timid. And Yeshua just kind of, I don't know how to say, ushered you in and said, just find a seat. So take your seat wherever you feel led, okay? And it's okay if you don't see everything or hear everything that happens. Just by faith, place yourself there. Be open to what the Lord has for us. Thank you, Lord. And I can see these other beings coming around, and it's like, it's funny. I saw someone take a seat by themselves, and then these two other beings came right beside them, and I thought, are they just going to stand there? And then these two other seats appeared. And so I think that's kind of what's happening. These tables are expanding. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. And so if you sense that there are other beings around you, now is the time that you can ask who they are, what their names are, anything like that, if you want to. And if you don't hear, that's okay. Just rest in where you're at. Thank you. I just saw someone in our class grab the hand of a being right next to them. Thank you. Okay, I was told that this isn't the time to just sit and wait and socialize with with us. And so what we're going to do is you can just still receive from here. You can keep your eyes closed or open, but I'm teaching from this place. And so I was told to go up and start teaching. So that's what I'm going to do. The first thing I wanted to talk about is the importance of what the Lord has given me for this class and how that relates to all of us. He showed me Hebrews 6:20, and Lisa was a big part of that, actually. But that just became the complete theme. So I'm going to read that to you. You may have heard me talk about this earlier. I'm going to be talking about this in the entire theme, because this is the whole theme, if you will, of our class. Okay, so the school is called Kohen Gadol. That means high priest. And this comes from Hebrews 6:20. All right, here's what it says. It says, Yeshua has entered there as a forerunner on our behalf, having become Kohen Gadol, quote, forever according to the order of Melchizedek. Okay. So what does this mean for us? I don't know if you guys know who Melchizedek is, but he is a wonderful person. He's now part of the cloud. He is what I call the manager. I don't know a better word, but he helps govern the sea of glass and the trading floors in the heavenly realms. But he was on the earth, before Yeshua, okay, the only priest who was also a king. There was never a king who could be a priest, and never a priest who could be a king. But Melchizedek was the first. Now, I want to relate this to my own life and what's been happening, okay? Because I have just had a huge transformation happen even just this week surrounding this, which is funny how the Lord does this. I just want you to know, as I teach, I'm also learning all the time. So there's no one above another, all right? But this is what the Lord is doing with me. You know that Yeshua is King of Kings, right? We've heard all this, Lord of Lords, all this, right? He is the high priest. He is the firstborn, all of this. We have heard all of these things. Some of us have learned to function as king in the heavenly realms. Other people have not, okay? So what that means is when we are functioning as king in the heavenly realms, that means the Lord has given us part of the kingdom to govern completely. Like we have all of the resources we need, and we steward that, and we do what he shows us to do in the heavenly realms. This is something you might understand if you've taken authority in things, that sort of thing. You might not even understand that as you've taken authority, through Yeshua, that you're really taking authority in the heavenly realms over things that are manifesting. And so when we start to see ourselves as kings, we see ourselves as rulers. Now, this does not mean we're over the Father or anything like that. Please, let's be clear. I absolutely believe that what happens, at least with me, is Father comes alongside me and shows me how to govern like he governs. He shows me how to rule in his kingdom. And this has happened with me for a long time in the heavenly realms where I've seen myself like that. But I will be completely transparent. I have not seen myself in the earth like a king. For a lot of my life, especially in my walk, okay, I became a Christian when I was in high school, very young high schooler. And this was something that I had to learn to walk in the authority of Yeshua. I had this idea in my head that he was stronger than the enemy. And when I say the enemy, I mean anything that's attacking me. Okay. So I was getting attacked, and I, in my mind, knew that there was more authority that he had, but my heart really didn't trust it. I don't know how to say that. I wanted my heart to trust it even. I just didn't know how to believe in the way that needed to happen for all of that to be overcome. And this is how, unfortunately, even though I grew in that way, there have been a lot of times in my walk where I did not see myself with having all of the abundance and provision of the kingdom in the earth. I saw myself as a beggar half the time. That's just true. I did not see myself as one who ruled things but had to ask for things. Very different. Okay. So in the heavenly realms, I saw myself, yes, I can take authority. I can do these things. I'm pouring out resources, all that. In the earth, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I can make it this week. You know, I wasn't functioning as king in the earth. I did learn to function as priest. So priest is the other thing. A lot of times we may function with authority, but we don't function in a way that is full of wisdom and ministry in the way that the Father wants us to minister. And so the interesting thing about a priest and king is priests, especially, let's talk about Old Testament, they were known to only have the inheritance in the spirit and have no inheritance in the earth. They only lived off of other people and their tithes, their offerings, things like that, right? And they had no inheritance in the earth. And this is how I have lived for a long time. I did not have any inheritance in the earth. And I accepted my role as priest like that, to where I wasn't supposed to have any inheritance. That's the complete opposite of a king, right? So the strange thing about Melchizedek was he was both priest and king. So he had the full inheritance in both the heavens and the earth. And this is something that was different than had ever been done before. So he was able to govern what was in the spirit and help all of everyone get ministered to, but he also was ruling as king and was able to release inheritance to other people. And so that was very different, because as a priest, you wouldn't be able to release inheritance to anyone because you didn't have inheritance. You were just going to call people into releasing stuff to different people, that sort of thing. But what we're doing now is we are following in the order of Melchizedek. That's what we're supposed to do in this course, is learn to be priests and kings, both in heaven and on earth. And so what the Lord is going to do is he is going to reveal to you something very special and maybe some things that are lacking. Okay. He might say to you, yeah, you haven't been functioning as priest or king. And that's okay. Okay. Because when he reveals that, that means that he's going to lead you into it. He doesn't just let that stuff pop up to make you feel like crap. He does this so that you can move forward and you can start functioning in the way that he has for you. And I will tell you, I'm going to be honest. He has shown me an even higher way than the order of Melchizedek. But he's saying we need to start with the order of Melchizedek to bring people into a higher order afterwards. Okay, so once you graduate from all of this, you will then have the opportunity to go even further in your walk, in your ministry, all of that. It is going to be exciting. But the first thing we need to do is analyze our hearts, have the Lord reveal to us where we're lacking. And some people here, you may not have ever ministered from heaven before. This is something that is going to be a game changer for you. Because what we're going to do is we are going to start ministering not just from the earth, but from heaven. Any of us can go and bandage the wounds of somebody in the earth. You can do that if you're a Christian or a non-Christian, doesn't matter, right? Any of us can minister from the earth. But what we have to do is learn to minister from heaven, and not even just from the spirit realm of the earth. A lot of us are mature believers in the way that we have learned to minister from the spiritual realm of the earth, right? We might have fought off some demons and things like this in the past. We might have helped people through some restoration in that way. But what we're going to do is start ministering from heaven. And so we're going to learn how to become one with each other, one with the Lord, one with other beings, and be able to see what people need from heaven and release it from heaven into the earth. And so if you have struggled with not knowing where you are supposed to fit into the kingdom, if you are going, hey, I know I fit in the kingdom, I know the Lord's called me to this, but I just feel like I'm not getting it. The Lord is going to release that. He's going to release blueprints to you for how your ministry is supposed to look, who's supposed to come along in your ministry. But more specifically, he's going to be teaching, or we're going to be teaching, I should say, we're going to be teaching how to minister from heaven. Now, the coolest thing is that when you have someone who's open to getting ministered to in this way, it can completely change their lives. But everybody has free will. And there are people who are not open, who are closed to ministry like that. And we also have to have the discernment to not pursue that. Okay. There are people who say, hey, I want healed. They're not looking for the intimacy that comes. They're looking for the results only. If that's the case, a lot of times you're not going to see that manifestation happen because they're not looking for it to come through intimacy or oneness. They're looking just to get the results they need to walk better or whatever, right? I'm sure we all know this. We've probably been those people, right? I know I have. There have been times when I have sought healing because I don't want to feel this pain anymore. I didn't want to go through any kind of process of intimacy to get there. I thought, no, I need some results right now. I mean, half the people who've joined my intro classes have been there just to try to figure out how to go to the courts of heaven to get some results. And, you know, these are, well, sometimes they're good stepping stones. So we can start in that place where we may just be seeking that and then grow into a place where we're seeking more and more intimacy. So anyway, Kohen Gadol, high priest, that's who we're going to become, is Kohen Gadol, high priests who come from king and priest through the order of Melchizedek. Okay, that's the first thing. I see some people like getting bored. You guys getting bored? No? Okay. I'm trusting. If you guys are getting bored, here's what you got to do. You got to focus into the Lord and say, hey, invigorate me. I need some invigoration. Is that even a thing? I don't know. Anyway, you need this. No, Amanda says. Okay. So I want everybody to focus right now. I want you to focus in with the Lord and just ask him right now, is there an area I'm lacking with priest or king, either in the earth or in the heavens or both? Okay. So just take a moment right now. Have the Lord search your hearts. All right, make sure that you write everything down. And if you don't have anything to write on, you can run and go get something to write on, or you can just type it in your phone or whatever you need to do. Write down what the Lord is speaking to you about or what's coming to your heart. All right. So none of the things that we talk about will you have to share. Okay. There will be some things that the Lord says that are very personal things that you need to process through without me or anybody else. But also in this course, these classes are going to be interactive and we're going to become pretty intimate with one another. Okay. So there's going to have to be transparency and vulnerability. This is something that the Father has shown me that I am a pioneer of. I am a forerunner in vulnerability and transparency. So I want you to know that no matter what, I will be vulnerable. I'll probably cry because that's what I do, but I will be vulnerable and transparent. And I want you to step out of your comfort zones from time to time to really share when the Lord leads. Okay. I am going to invite right now anyone who feels led to share something that the Lord shared with them about all of this.
Okay. The Lord shared that I'm lacking in both priest, as both priest and king on earth and in heaven. And that is what this class is for. And that won't stay that way through this class.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that, River.
He also showed me both king and priest. I functioned in on the earth at some time, maybe one at a time. And especially after corporate prayer, when we've had just an intense move of God for an hour in a prayer-filled time, but it was always in own strength. And that he says, that you need to know me and my power. I've made you king and priest. Let me show you how to walk in it. So I know I'm in the right place.
Wow. Thanks, Dottie. Shelley, I saw you raise your hand.
Well, I think what the Lord was showing me, and I'm trying to stay pressed in so I can see. I'm barely seeing today, but he showed me in the heavenly realm. I zoom everywhere, no problem there. But on the earth, it was like I was walking through mud, dragging my feet.
Wow.
Not as smooth on the earth as in heaven. And then I was shocked, and I said, "Bench of three, Lord?" You know, because when I went in the classroom, I was like touching all the desks and trying to figure out where I wanted to sit. I could see myself doing that. And all of a sudden he said, "You're already on a bench of 7." And I said, "How am I on a bench of 7? And he said, "You're functioning in the glory, praise, and worship. There's 7 people on that bench." I was like, didn't even know any of that. So there's room for a lot of improvement.
That's cool. Well, I want to speak to that real quick because I will be teaching some on kingdom order and what that looks like in the order of Melchizedek. And there are benches of 3 and benches of 7. And they all pertain to different things. And you might be on lots of different benches. So just to let you know, that's a thing. So yeah, good confirmation there, though.
Amen. Can I say something?
Of course.
Okay, blessing everyone. The Lord, I had an encounter on the earth with the Lord. I mean, the Lord literally appeared and put a crown of fire in my head, say, "I crown you." And the Lord has appeared to me as a high priest, literally, right? So Jesus Christ was king according to the order of Melchizedek. Now, the Lord showed me on Revelation chapter 1, verse 6, "And hath made us king and priest according to the order." And has made us king and priest to his God and Father. To him be glory forever and ever. Amen. Revelation chapter 5, also verse 10. "And have made us king and priest to his God and Father." So he fulfilled the order of Melchizedek. That's why he's in this class with you. We become king and priest according to the order of Jesus Christ. The Lord has given me this revelation And this is the main reason why I had to be here. Because I've been saying that the Lord is ordaining us. We cannot be, it is the order of Melchizedek. Only Christ, Jesus Christ, can establish us now as king and priest because he went higher than the heavens. You see, our priesthood gonna come from him. He make us kings and priests according to the order of Melchizedek. And it's about time we begin to push that, teach that, and embrace that.
Mhm. That's awesome. Thanks,
Amen.
Serge.
Yes.
That's awesome. Cool.
Wow.
And I see Liesel put in the chat, I am lacking heavenly priesthood and earthly kingship. Hmm.
So I wanted to share that. I'm lacking that too, but it wasn't always like that for me. I had like this intimacy with the Lord. It was just me and him. And he took me back to that time and showed me that there was some things that went on in my life and caused me to have some unforgiveness there. And so he took me back to that place and just showed me the truth about it and how it wasn't that he wasn't there and that he wasn't listening and that prayers weren't being answered, but that not everybody has an open heart. There were hard hearts there and they did not receive what he was giving them. And so, and he's just telling me that I need to rest and listen to him and just get back into that place of intimacy with him.
Wow, that's awesome.
Christian, there's one more thing I should have said.
Sure.
Okay. What happened to me was, and the Lord revealed this to me also, this is part of this. This is all confirmation to me, okay, my brother and my sister. When he crowned me, first people begin to call me son, 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 you are a son, you are a son. And a couple of years later, I had the encounter with the crown, okay? Then it's about 3 years later, or 4 years later, I had the encounter with the priest itself. So it is a process. If you've been functioning with the king anointing, with the king, if he's been pushing you on that, okay, now he's going to establish the priest also. If he's been dealing with you with the priest, now he's going to establish you. This class, my God, this is really going to establish the perfect kings and priests. This will put everything in order. You know, because he deal with us differently. Some people is the king first, the priest, but it doesn't matter. This, through this class, everything going to be established. The son, kings and priests. Whatever we need to be, will be established in it during this session.
Yep, I absolutely believe that. Even when you said that for the first time, man, I don't know if you guys felt it, but I had like the spirit just rush over me. And I know that that's true. One of the things that he showed me is that I haven't shared this with everyone, but I'm sharing it with you. One of the things that he showed me is that this is a really important time. It's a very important time for everyone who is serious about walking with the Lord to get established to really minister from heaven. And the reason it's so important is because humanity right now is in this stage of tipping, where it will either be destroyed or it will be completely reconciled and redeemed. And I have seen the redemption and I believe the redemption. But what happens is we have to be established to actually minister to see this happen. We can't just wait and go, oh yeah, well, it's going to happen. Have you ever had a prophetic word before? I don't know if you understand, but a prophetic word does not mean, hey, that's for sure going to happen. Any prophetic word is saying, here's the plan, or here's what's possible. Here's what's possible, or here's the plan. And you need to be established on that word. So even if it's a negative word that the Lord is giving you, it is only so you act. if it's a positive word, you don't just sit back and go, well, God said I'm going to have 3 kids and then never find a husband. I mean, you have to act on his word and go, okay, Lord, you said that I'll have 3 kids. So if you said I'll have 3 kids, I feel like that something is standing against me to have that happen. And I am not standing for it. I want to do what you want me to do. So whatever it is, whatever kind of word, we have to act on it. And this is what this is specifically for, is to raise up priests and kings to be able to see the redemption happen in the earth. This is a very important time, and it's not something that we need to sit still with. And so I know that in the coming days, this is going to be very important. And as you leave this course, this is not something, okay, we're going to keep on moving forward, but this is not something that you will be sitting on. This is something that you will then be moving forward to establish more priests and kings. This is not something to just say, hey, come to Christine. Okay, that's not happening. We're going to have lots of priests and kings after Yeshua. He's establishing us to have him establish us, to have him help establish others. Okay, that's the real point. This is a massive undertaking, not something to be taken lightly. At the same time, it is so exciting because we're going to see the move of the Lord like we've never seen before. And I cannot wait. Like, I know it's happening. It's happening. And so anyway, I just want to put that out there. I don't know how I got off on this thing. If you feel led to share, you're still welcome to share. I just had to put that out there. Oh, look at that. Look at the ephod. See, that's what a high priest wears. Oh, Serge, you have to unmute. I'm sorry, I muted everybody out.
You see this? The Lord had me to have this May last year. The Lord had me myself affirmed as a high priest and king. And I also affirmed 2 women as high priest and king. So this is will. I bear witness with this. This is 100% true. Brothers and sisters, if you're here, you're meant to be here. And I met Christine personally. This woman of God have a heart for the Lord. She's definitely a priest. I know that. I can affirm that in the spirit. The Lord have showed that to me also. This is for real. This is exactly what's about to take place, and this is amazing. But yeah, this is what the high priest wear. The Lord have me made this, and when I got affirmed, I still use it sometimes when I do certain affirmation. So this is will. This is really, really, really will, and he's going to do it. So I just wanted to wear it to show it to you. I don't use it regularly, only when the Lord lead. That's probably why I'm here, maybe to share this with you, to really affirm this. I've been through this, and this is the Lord who's doing it. He's also in the class with us right now. I'm bearing witness, amen. So, but I don't want to speak too much, but I will show what the Lord given me so everyone can really share their portions, okay? So God bless. This is real. Matter of fact, I'm gonna leave it on.
Good. Good. I see Linda has her hand up. Go ahead, Linda.
Yeah, mine's just short and sweet. He just said that I need king training. So he didn't specify on the earth or in heaven, so I'm gonna guess both. So it's all good. But I know that I do go. He's had me pray for people, and he's had me minister to people, counsel people. So I'm not saying that I'm, I'm on the right track, I think, as far as the priest is concerned. But the king, yeah, I need some work there.
Awesome. All right. Okay. Well, how about this? Do you guys have any questions about the priesthood, the kingship, Melchizedek, any of that, or any of the benching stuff, or the heavenly beings, or classroom things, or any other questions that the Lord has just put on your heart?
I do have a question.
Go ahead.
So I heard a speaker a while back talking about the significance of the priesthood. There's things that we should be doing, but it's a good idea for us to understand why, why and what for, and what does it all mean? I find myself struggling with that. I know with the Bible, I mean, most of us, well, all of us in this group, I know at least speak some English, right? Well, most of the Bibles that we read are going to be English. And I know that that's awesome because it makes it so that we can read it. But it wasn't originally written in English, and the context isn't necessarily an English context. So I struggle to understand the fullness of what it all means. I mean, the priesthood, the kings, everything, because I know that you understand some Hebrew and the context and all that, but and I do too. I do some, but I know that there's way more, way more, and so yeah, I look forward to diving into that.
Awesome. Well, let me tell you a little bit about, there's a difference between a priest and a high priest, first of all. And this is something that I didn't understand for a long time. Only the high priest wears the ephod that he was just talking about, where you see the stones on there. They're the 12 tribes of Israel is what they represent. I will tell you this, I recommend, and this is, well, I'm just going to say, I think it's the highest way, and this is why I'm teaching this way. But I think everything that we need to learn, we should learn from the heavenly realms and not just from context in Hebrew, for instance. And you said I understand some Hebrew. I'm like probably a kindergartner when it comes to Hebrew. Okay.
Yeah.
I know my alphabet. I know some different words, right? But I am no expert in Hebrew.
Well, zero, a little bit is better than zero.
It's true. I would agree with that. But what I do know is I have had lots of experiences with the Hebrew living letters in the heavenly realms. And so I experience even Hebrew differently than a lot of people in the earth. The other thing is I was established as a high priest in the heavenly realms before I ever understood it. I did not understand. I think it's important to understand, but the Lord has to give you the revelation and the understanding and the knowledge as you are ready. And so for me, I was actually in a high court. I was in the Court of Chancellors. And it's one of the courts of heaven. I was in this court, and all of a sudden I saw myself as an old man with a big beard. And it sounds crazy. Okay. I understand that. Go seek the Lord about it. Anyway, I saw myself as this old man with a long beard, and I was like, that's weird. I mean, I was like, wait a second. I've always seen myself as like this woman in this long dress and all the stuff. Well, we look different in different realms. We have different parts of our identity that are different. I didn't understand all that back then, but now I do. And so anyway, I was looking like this old man, and I had a white robe on. I had I was a chancellor. So there's a seal that's this great big thing that you wear around your neck. And then all of a sudden, I can't even remember who did actually. I feel like it was Yeshua, probably. Well, anyway, they came and put this big like chest plate on me that had all of these different stones embedded in it. Now, I didn't know anything. I'll just be honest. I mean, I've read the Bible a million times, but I don't catch on to everything apparently. And, I went through all of the Bible training and the ministry training and all that in school in the earth. And I still didn't understand the ephod. And so I was like, what is this? And I had this feeling that it was attaching, like all of these stones had to do with the 12 tribes of Israel. But I didn't understand. And I was just like, okay. And I was told I was a high priest. Well, I didn't understand even what that meant. And I didn't know that high priests wore the ephod. Isn't that funny? But I got this in the heavenly realms. And then he started having me do some things where I was carrying the Ark of the Covenant into different places, like literally in the spirit. I would be carrying this, not by myself, but I would be carrying this, and we would be going into different places in the earth. And I was in charge of bringing that. And I didn't understand that either, actually, because I'm thinking in my head, wait, wasn't that all Old Testament? And we get these ideas from the church that we don't really know, and we don't understand why or not why or anything. We just have a taste of things. But as I have gone along in this journey, I have seen the significance and the importance of me being placed as high priest. And so you will learn as we go along what this means and what this means to you and what the Lord wants to do with you. And you will have experiences that help you do this. This is not just about learning the knowledge. It's about then stepping into it and experiencing things. So you're going to have different experiences than I will have. And you probably won't understand them at first. This is how it works with me anyway. Usually I experience something, I'm just obedient to it, and then he gives the understanding. And then he gives all of this after. And so for me, that's usually how it works. Anyway, Liesel said, how does one function as a priest in the heavenlies? Okay, on a very basic level, someone functions as a priest in the heavenlies by first engaging in heaven. But when you're engaging, like for instance, say the Lord is having me minister to Lisa. Lisa and I function as priest often in the heavenlies. I know this because I work with her all the time. But I can look over Lisa and I become one with her. And I'll teach more about all that and how to do all this, okay, later on in another class. But in this course, we will learn this. Anyway, Lisa and I will become one. I will look over her and I will just do what I'm led to do to minister to her. So sometimes it will be, taking some snake that's around her neck and pulling it off. Another time it'll be releasing this living water over her. Another time it'll be standing her up and taking her face in my hands and speaking the truth of her identity into her. It is always different every time. It never looks the same. But what it is, it's ministering to someone in the heavenly realms, not just saying, hey, Lisa, I know God has a better plan for you, like talking to her in the earth. It's different than talking to someone in the earth or ministering to someone in the earth. Doing that in the earth is just as important. Okay. It's just, they have to be connected. And so it's better to minister in the heavens and then speak over them in the earth if you're led. But you can even minister to someone in the heavens who has no idea you're ministering to them in the earth. You might know people who there's no way they're going to see in the heavens. They're like not even a believer, but you're led to minister over them in the heavenly realms. That's very real. And so we have to learn to minister from heaven into the earth and to see things manifest in a different way. Now, there are times when things won't manifest in the earth unless the person is open and ready to receive. There are other times that it doesn't matter at all, and it's just going to manifest because it's Father's will. Okay. So either way, it's about looking at what is the Father's will for them. So if Lisa says, hey, I don't know what's wrong, my hand hurts, I need help, I'll look over her in the heavenly realms and I'll see what is it that she actually needs, that the Lord is leading. I won't just pray like I used to pray. Oh, in the name of Jesus, your hand be healed. The enemy has no power. Okay, how many times have we done that? 1 million times. But that's not the same thing. Ministering from heaven is actually seeing what the Lord is doing and partnering with that. Okay, so it's partnering with whatever he has you doing. It will never look the same as the last time you did it. So that's the difference in functioning as priests in the heavens compared to in the earth. So when you're functioning in the earth realm, in the spirit realm of the earth, that's what I was just talking about that you were doing when you were casting something off in the name of Jesus, whatever. Okay. But when you're ministering from heaven, it's definitely different than that. Okay. So, Shelley, go ahead.
Okay, I have a question because I feel like it's overlapping now. When I'm going to someone because God sent me there, I'm engaging, but when I open my eyes, I'm seeing what the Lord is doing. And I hung back until he said, I want you to put your hand where you see me operating and can actually feel the power of what he's doing.
Right.
So it's overlapped now.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It does make sense. And this is what happens to me. So for instance, there are times when I just want someone healed and I'm just hoping the Lord will heal them. Have you ever been? I mean, everybody's probably been like this. And so you're like, I'm going to lay hands on them and just ask the Lord. But there are times when that's not what he's asking us to do. And so you won't feel the power going through you and you won't feel the healing happen. But there are other times when I will put my hand on someone just to get the connection with them in the spirit to be able to see what the Lord is doing. And I was actually just talking to Josh. I think it was Josh. Josh, I feel like we were messaging about this today or yesterday about kind of being spiritual antennas. Maybe this was someone else, but anyway, when we partner together like that in the spirit, it's like our spiritual antennas get a little stronger. And so we can do this to where we can become one with each other and one with Yeshua to then be able to receive what he wants. And not just what he wants, but what Father wants. And it's partnering with Father. You know, Yeshua said, I only do what I see the Father doing. He did not go to every single person. He didn't do it. He had thousands around him. And there were times when lots of people got healed, and there were times when nobody got healed. And it's important that we are discerning what the Father's will is at the moment to be able to manifest that. And so, yeah, anyway, I agree. What you're doing is now you're paying attention to what heaven's doing and partnering with that to then see that happen in the earth. And that's being the priest in heaven and priest in the earth, right? Those things have to come together. If we're only one, it's not going to be as powerful. This isn't a manifest Son of God that all of creation is waiting for. I'm telling you, all of creation is waiting for us to manifest as sons of God from heaven into the earth. And that is the difference. We're not just manifest sons where that's not manifesting. A son who functioned only in heaven is not manifesting in the earth. Someone who's only functioning in the earth isn't actually functioning as son. And so we have to manifest from heaven into the earth together. And that's why it's important for all parts of our being to come in line together, which, you know, I'm still on this journey of my body coming in line with my soul, coming in line with my spirit, and all of my parts being one too. Right? Okay, I'm sorry, I keep preaching. That's what happens. Thank you, Shelley. I appreciate that. And so I see Zipporah said something. Lisa, do you have any other things that I've missed?
No, I was just getting ready to let you know about Zipporah's question. You're up to date.
Okay, well, you want to go ahead and read that question?
Do we become priest or high priest? I thought Christ is the high priest of the New Testament. please explain this to me.
He was absolutely a high priest. This is something that I was a bit confused about at first myself. When I was established as high priest, I thought, wait a second, no, not me. I think you got it wrong, Lord. Like, that's actually what I said to him, because I thought, no, that doesn't make any sense. I understand being a priest, but Yeshua is a high priest, and there can only be one high priest at a time, right? This is what I said. What he's doing is he's establishing all of us. Well, I can't say all of us. He is wanting to establish all of us as high priests. So we start out in our journey, and he will have to establish us as priests. Then when we are ready, we will function as he functioned. Do you remember? Even with Yeshua, he said, you will do all of these things and greater. Right? Is it all or is it some? It's all. Will we be sacrificial? Will we save people? Will we function as high priest? Will we function as king? I mean, there's so much that we will do. People say, oh no, I can't raise people from the dead. Yes, you can. Yes, you will. Like, this is not difficult, you guys. We can't keep elevating everything to this place where we will never get to that point. Because even if you look in Ephesians chapter 4, I've talked to Serge about this lots of times. Ephesians chapter 4, right? It talks about the fivefold ministry: apostle, prophet, evangelist, shepherd, and teacher, with Yeshua as the head. And it says all of these things will be until you reach the full stature of Christ, not being thrown to and from by every wind of doctrine. Right? Now, why would he have said until you reach the full stature of Christ if we can never reach the full stature of Christ? That's just, it's crazy. What the church has done is they have stopped at this level without moving and keep growing to see that, yes, he's the firstborn. We're supposed to act just like him, even do greater things. He's the one who said that. Yeshua is the one who said we'll do greater things. And so it's crazy, but we have to be open to doing greater things than even Yeshua. It's wild. It's hard to even speak about to me still. I admit it's hard to say that because I think we have these limiting beliefs. I don't really remember where they came from, but we have these limiting beliefs that have said, no way, we can't even be close to that, right? We have to expect to exceed that, to see a move of God be new. Because all of these things in the Bible, all we've done for so many years is said, well, the Bible says this, we can't do more than that. The Bible says this. Look, the Bible is a whole collection of awesome things that God did for the first time. It's like, these are all first time events. It's not last time events. And so we have to go, there are going to be a lot more first time events. And we're going to see God do some really weird crap, and it'll be amazing and life-changing. So we got to all be ready for it. We have to open ourselves, make ourselves like a willing, open vessel that he can just completely pour into us, and we will be just conduits in moving all of this into the earth. That's how we're going to start manifesting things. Yeah. Okay. Probably people are scared of my questions. Okay. Is there anything else, Lisa?
I did not see any more questions in the chat.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions you want to ask? I like, go ahead, Ola.
Sorry, I just want to I'm just wondering, so I've spoken to you about my spiritual side, so you are aware of what's going on. But I do remember that before I not necessarily being negative, but before I got to the place where I was struggling with it, you know, when I want to pray and I just come to pray,
I would see and then pray it, and then see and pray. So it was almost like I didn't have my own prayer points. He was giving me the prayer points. And then I will pray until the vision changes. And then he brings something else. And then that's how I prayed. And there was a period for like 10 years that I dedicated my time to waking up at 2 a.m. to pray every day. And I would go to bed at 10 because of that. And because I did that, I would actually dream about what he wants me to do at 2 o'clock, almost like do you understand?
Preparing you, yeah.
Yeah, like it was a thing. And would you call, okay, so that's one. Another thing is me being woken up to pray for people. Like, for example, I was woken up, I went for a prayer retreat because I wanted to receive about something about God's purpose for your life and all. And I was woken up at night to pray for everybody at the retreat. And I remembered some names because I introduced myself and people introduced themselves. And I had like 11 dreams at night. I hardly got any sleep about everybody and about walking into their destinies. And I was doing that. Now, if I think of those two things, is that like operating as priests somewhere, whether heaven or earth?
Yes, I would say so. And I know lots of people who receive, well, they have encounters with the Lord through their dreams like that.
Yes.
And another thing is a lot of people will dream stuff that they are actually already doing in the spirit. So it sounded like to me, especially when you were talking about the 11 different dreams where you were doing things with different people or whatever. It sounds like your spirit was already doing that. And so
prayer, right?
Yeah, basically, I don't know. Here's the thing. We can function in the spirit without having to talk about to the Lord what we're doing in the spirit. Does that make sense? So for instance, say you go to this person and you heal their arm in the spirit, like in your dream, okay? And you're healing their arm. You are already doing that. What you can do is then focus and just be sure, I guess what I would do is I would focus and see if there's anything else the Lord shows you. Now, you may not see with your eyes or even your spiritual eyes, but you can sense if the Lord is saying, yes, that's complete, or there's more that needs to be done. Okay. And so this is what I think is already happening. You're functioning very well as priest from the heavens is what it sounds like. It sounds like what you're doing is you're receiving what the Lord wants to do and you're partnering with that. And that's all we do is partner with what he's doing. And so it might not look the same way it looks for me, but it will be what the Lord is using in you. And so then you can ask the Lord, how can I partner with what's happening in heaven, in the spirit, in the earth as being priest? Because what will happen is, for instance, the 11 people that you're ministering to, you do these things, you see these things happen, and then maybe the Lord will have you go and talk to this one woman about, hey, I saw that your arm was needing healed and the Lord had me do this over you in the spirit to heal your arm. And so then you can minister to them as a priest in the earth as well as in heaven. Does that make sense? And so again, though, we have to do what we're led to do, because sometimes we're led to minister to people in the heavens and not in the earth. And so we just have to be discerning with that. But yeah, I think you're absolutely on the right track.
Right. Okay. So I just need to sort this thing out. Right. Okay. And then the king part, I don't know. I don't think so, though.
Well, you know what? We will continue, if you feel like you are not functioning as king, we will continue through this course to really help everyone learn how to function as king and everyone learn how to function as priest. That's the whole point. And so if just write it down, I don't feel like I'm functioning as king, either in heaven or earth or whatever the Lord is showing you, and keep that written down, because you're going to want to add to that as we go along. And you're going to want to grow in these ways. And I absolutely believe you will. Yeah. Cool. Any other questions, you guys? Okay. Well, if we don't have any other questions, I do want to have us all just focus in with the Lord and ask if this is something that you're supposed to be a part of. Some of you have already enrolled, so you know for sure that that's true. The other thing, not just asking if this is something you're supposed to be a part of, but asking today, what does the Lord have to release to you? Remember that one thing that Lisa was talking about? That one big thing that he has for you. He has something different for each person. And so we'll just ask him to reveal that. And everyone, ask him about yourself. But if you get him, if he gives you a word about somebody else, about what he's releasing to somebody else, at the end, you will be free to share that. You can, what I would recommend is sharing it in a private message in the chat if you can. And if you can't do that for some reason, you can say it out loud. Now, here's what I do. Every time someone says that they have something for me in the heavenly realms or a prophetic word or whatever it is, when they say that they have something for me, I take it back to the Lord and I say, is this right? Is this what you're giving to me? And then I say, what does it mean? What do I do with it? Okay, so if you experience something and you're like, I know, I don't know, I kind of get this feeling it's a blue gem or something. And then you're like, what the heck am I supposed to do with a blue gem? You ask. Okay, so ask Yeshua. That'd be the easiest thing. Ask Yeshua, what do I do with this blue gem? And he might, all of a sudden, you might feel like you're putting it in your chest, or he shows you have a crown with a blue gem, or, you know, I don't know. I'm making this up, but you understand. You want to ask, what do I do from here? What's it for? Tell me more, basically. Okay. So let's just focus in together. And I will tell you guys this, just before, since we're going to ask if you're supposed to be a part of this. I know 100% if Father wants you to be a part of this course, he will provide everything you need to be a part of it. Okay. So if you go, no way I can come up with $1,700 in the next week, then, I mean, you have to say, okay, Lord, you have all of the resources in the kingdom. If you really want me to do this, I need you to provide for me. Okay. And what I know is this oneness, we're going to partner together today, whether you're supposed to be a part of it or not. I'm asking you, let's all partner together as one. Remember that, that Acts 4:32 that I was talking about. Here's what I want us to do. We all have resources in the kingdom. Some of them are heavenly, some of them are earthly. It is different for everyone, but I'm going to read Acts 4:32 that I was talking about. You know how I was saying how the 4 payments is $432, which I thought was hilarious. Well, I'm going to read Acts 4:32. It says, now the whole group of those who believed was one in heart and mind. No one would say anything he owned was his own, but they had everything in common. So what we're going to do, some of us function really well as kings and priests, but for those who don't have what they need yet as a king for this, we're going to all come together with one heart and one mind and share our heavenly resources together. And we're going to believe the Father that they will have everything they need to be able to take this, right? Because he's the one who told me the price. I did not come up with this. This is not me. This is the Lord 100%. So I know that anyone who he calls to do it will have the resource to do it. And I also know if you're not supposed to do it right now, it will not be provided for you. Okay, so you seek, is this something Father's wanting me to do? That's the important part. All right. So seek if you're supposed to do it. Let's be of one heart and one mind to share everything we have in the heavenly realms, especially, but also in the earth. If you feel led to do any trades or anything like that, you can do that. Ask about that one thing that he has for you. Okay. Cool. And Lisa, I don't know if you could, but if you could write in the chat box all the things that we're supposed to be seeking from the Lord right now, that'd be cool. Okay.
I can do that.
Thank you. All right. All right. If you don't mind focusing back in the earth, you can do both if you want. That's allowed. All right. Would anyone like to share anything that they saw? I do want to say one thing before anyone else shares. I want to share something. I saw a few different things, but one of the things that I wanted to share was pretty cool. I saw, I don't know if it was all of us or just a lot of us, but I saw a lot of us at least. We were putting all these different like heavenly treasures that we had in this kind of big pile together. And I just saw there were a lot of different gemstones and like these gold things. And I don't even know what it all was. I think some of it was like even instruments and things like that, not all the same sort of things, but they were all like important treasure kind of stuff to us. And we put them all in this big pile. And then Melchizedek said to me that I should take it to the Father as a trade. So it was all a big trade from all of us. And it was that kind of one heart, one mind thing. And I took it to the Father as a trade. And I just said, Father, this is all for you. Everything that we're bringing is for you. And we're asking that you release everything that you want us to have through this course. And he just gave all the provision and all of the resources and all of the knowledge and the heart and everything. We're getting way more out of it than I feel like sometimes we deserve. But we're getting way more out of it than we have put in. And so anyway, I saw that and that was really special to me. Is there anything that anyone else saw or experienced? By the way, when I say saw, I don't mean you have to actually see with your spiritual eyes. Some people see, some people hear, some people sense, feel, smell, whatever. Dottie, go ahead.
I'm just going to read what I wrote. I pictured a ruby, and he said, "You're my ruby, bright beauty, revealing my blood, which is precious. Glorious provision for all, so that sins may be forgiven. My light is infused in my DNA and my blood. Father ordained and sent me with his DNA to Mary in Bethlehem and the world." And I started to write magical blood. And he continued, "Magical blood is not real, but this is a greater covering than you know. In utero, I was with you, covering you and feeding you through mother's blood, carries nutrients, and all you need is provided for. Protection, provision galore. Want more? Seek me and ask me. I have a store load in storage and in store for you. You love gifts and gift giving, as I do too, and I have gifts for you. Will you now receive them? You're not used to asking who asks for gifts, but I'd like you to come to me. Instigate, take the first step toward me. Trade your time, thoughts, worries, distraction, worlds, the woods, shoulds, and coulds, and come to me. Like a game, a training game, like a dog to its master when it's calling, even with toys and treats. I picture this big old yard full of toys and treats and chew things all over the ground, like landmines that can stop the dog from going to its master. Come to me, I'll take care of the rest. Just rest in me, and I'll give you the gift of me. All I have is yours. Is all you have mine?
Mm.
So when you said gemstone, I thought a ruby. I'm not into rubies, but that's what I saw.
I
But
love
it was
rubies.
light and pretty, not just a dark thing.
That's cool. Awesome. Go ahead, Shelley. I thought you were unmuting.
Well, I was like, should I unmute and talk over top of someone? So I just raised my hand first.
Okay.
I'm not real sure about this, so I'll just tell you what I saw, what the Lord was speaking to me. Well, first I was saying, okay, Lord, I think I'm supposed to be in the second class, but they just said if you made the provision, then I could be in the first class. So I'm not sure about this, Lord. So then I seen all these, this sounds weird. I seen all these birds coming from heaven. And he said, I'm sending the provisions that are needed. Because I was asking for everyone on here who needed provision. And I thought about the bird in the desert bringing provision. Wow. So that was first thing. So then I was asking the Lord, do you have a revelation for me, a gift for me? I don't know what you would like to give me today. So he gave me this belt that looked like a vine. And he was putting in my heart, the more I share about the heavenly realm on earth as is in heaven, little leaves are being added to this belt, which my husband now, like we go anywhere, we're in Subway and I start talking about heaven to everyone in there. He's like, you just talk to everyone about this. And I said, yeah, they need to know this. So it's kind of like a living vine belt that he gave me that will keep getting bigger as I get braver. So that's what I saw.
That's cool. Mm.
Well, my spirit bear witness with everything. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And then where the Lord have me, what he have me to do right now, it's this whole thing is confirmation for me. And like I say, I bear witness with everything and every word. But I know the Lord say we are hidden treasure. And when you say you saw, I know he put something in my heart. So when you testify, you say you saw us bringing treasure, will be whatever we have. But I know in my heart, I know this class is free, but I know in my heart, I will give a free offering for this. So whatever the Lord wants to do with it. So maybe it's, to me, that's the revelation. When you saw us bringing everything, something we have, each one of us bring in something, everything we have. So maybe that's what he's speaking of. But in my heart, I know that bear witness to me, as I already felt, he already put in my heart to do that, to just give a free offering for this. And so I will do that.
Thanks, Serge. That's cool.
And once again, it's like every word is really high, high, high. Many of us are pushing not know it. You're gonna know it during this class. It's a lot of things that are going to be revealing to us. It's so much thing bear witness. There's false apostle, false prophet, false everything. There can be no false priest. It's impossible because it's from the heaven. This is really what the Lord reserved. This is living the elementary principle, movement to perfection. Brothers and sisters, this is a whole lot. Okay, the way the Lord used me, I just flew right there, and it's just amazing. So I'm so overwhelmed, and I receive a lot. It's just so many confirmation I get here. It's really a lot. Thank you. God bless all of you. I'm glad to be here. So
thank you. It's cool. Rancha, go ahead.
Yeah, I've met the Lord in my usual place, and he filled me up under that waterfall. Then he led me through the veil of the waterfall deeper into the cave, and I went much deeper than before. And the whole special chamber that he led me into was filled with like a turquoise blue kind of color of the whole roof was just covered in the same color gemstones. I asked what to do with it, and he said I must pick it, and I picked some, and he said to eat it. I ate that, and also then he said push some of it into your heart, so I did that. What else? Yeah, so that was the main thing that I saw, and then I still don't know if I struggle to hear about should I do this now or next year, is it my fear and the lack of the finances? Maybe I'm still battling to get that answer because I hear this and then I hear that, and maybe if you guys can just see if there's what's the blockage of me regarding this, that I feel a bit confused.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
In what I saw, there was a group of people just moving around in circles in the area, but they had gifts in their hands. And the different things, but there's 3 gifts that was given to me and it was similar. One was like a feather, like a pen, a white pen, and a gold pen. I'm aware there's a book that I have to write through me. And even to join this, it won't be at this time, but it's likely the next journey of time. That's how I can phrase it. And I thank you, and I'm so glad that, like I said, I was thinking of Christina, and the Lord, this came up. I didn't know it was a course, and I'm just glad for this time and this oneness to go into the heavens, because when you go into the heavens, you become oneness with each other because it's a prayer and you're becoming oneness with Christ, it being in you. Phrase it yesterday, like how you see the birds fly together in the oneness. That's what this course is. Once you go into it, is what the Lord was showing me. It has to go, you step in, you flow into like how the birds flow as a group together, and they go to every wave together. Even as the water flow up and down, it goes to a whole line of water the same way. And that's how, once you step into this and you go into the heavens, that's how this is how the Lord will take this course. And everyone who enters in and the Lord is leading will have to flow that flow, because you'll start seeing what each other is seeing. And because that's a key thing, you see what a person is speaking and what they're seeing. It's the genuine of being a seer. And it's an honor. And when I did the times with joining your group, Christina, I was seeing in the churches when I go and everything, this that the Lord is using you for is to become a solid in the midst of seeing, where you can become to the fullest of being your nature and being and it's a community, like how it's been, everybody, it's a community of uniqueness that is pulling together. And so that's what the Lord was sharing to share with you on that.
Awesome. Thank you, Angelique.
Also, Christian, this is what I know that I know that I know that I know that I know. I don't know how to say it, that I know. Each one of us here are definitely that. But even if you cannot attend this class, this serves as a notice. This is a notice for you for the next one of our God is going to continue to reveal, to prepare you for. We've been noticed today. Who you are, what you're looking for, who you are. This is also that, because God prepared us before certain things. If you prepare, you can attend this class, fine. If you're not, this is your notice. That's why you're here. So that's why each one of us gets something. You may not know what you get, but this is one of the things you get. If you don't get anything, this is your notice, who you are. So pray and ask the Lord for confirmation. Also, it's not just the class, it's who you truly are. You'll be prepared for the next one, because everything is at hand. We're not far from none of this. So also, us as a high priest, here now, it's a forerunner, so to speak. We have to be forerunner. So us as forerunner, we're not dealing with rank, but us as forerunner will consider as an earthly high priest now, until we're training everybody know who they are, and we feel the Holy Spirit himself establish it, and then more will go. But we are forerunner as a representative of this first son, kings, and priests that will be manifest on the earth.
Cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Whoa. Jesus.
All right. Well, it is already past our time of ending. I want to tell you guys two last things, I guess. One really briefly, I forgot to say something earlier, but the Lord showed me a week ago about, I think, how anyone who is coming and being a part of this class, I especially saw in the heavenly realms, so if you felt like you were there, even if, maybe it'll be later or something, whatever, it doesn't matter. Time is not the same in heaven. But if you're part of that class, that there's this like canopy of protection that was coming over all of us for this class. And that was very encouraging to me. You might be like, oh yeah, well, that's cool. But for me, I've had a struggle in the past where sometimes when people partner with me in ministry, they get attacked like I get attacked. And so I never have liked that, of course, who likes that? But I was very encouraged to see that now everyone will be protected in the same way. So it's kind of like not just attacked how I get attacked, but protected like I get protected now. And so anyway, I'm very excited about that. I felt like that was important, and that was Yeshua's protection that was coming over. So I just wanted to say that. And if you are, I'll say this. If you believe the Lord is leading you, or is at least possibly leading you to do this semester, then I need you to either go and enroll, or if you need to do the 4 payments or whatever, or you don't know where the money's coming from, whatever the case is, message me. If you can just go ahead and enroll, you don't need to message me. But if you need to do 4 payments, or if you don't know where the money's coming from, please message me. If you have me on Messenger, you can. Lisa, would you put in the chat box yet again my email address, christinesmith@thesourcewichita.com. You can email me there, and you'll be able to, I'll help you out with getting a code and figuring that out, and sharing more about how we'll do the 4 payments. And if we have people give, that will go toward, scholarship kind of stuff. I don't know. It's not like you're going to have to earn it, but it will be something that will help. So I just want to let you know that. Okay. Yes. So Dottie said here, next semester starts in January, and this is 16 weeks. This first semester starts next Sunday, ending the Sunday before Christmas. Yes. Thank you. I already told Dottie that, but I'm not great at sharing details apparently. So that'd be an important detail. Okay. So yeah, this semester starts next week, will end right before Christmas. And then next semester will start, I believe, if I remember correctly, the 2nd Sunday in January. So anyway, hopefully that's helpful. We'll restart the 101 in January, but we'll also do the 201. So if you guys go through this semester, then next semester you will be eligible to go through 201. Okay. And then 301, that sort of thing. But I will always be offering the 101 and then the 201. So you'll be able to do it at any time. Okay. Anyway. All right. I love you guys. I'll hopefully talk to you very soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bless everybody.
Me too. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Love you.